sad. You like missed out on an award.
I gotta stretch.
Why?
It should be back up. Oh, is
Yeah,
it? Crouch
We have
under
addressed that so many times amongst ourselves, like.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
Hey,
it's
we should
we back up?
do a shout out to the Discords.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not in
Okay,
them
we're
very
back,
often,
I
but
think.
Yeah, so if you want to like
Oh,
play it with us,
that's not the live stream. That's the pre-recorded video. Go back.
Ah!
Yeah, hit the back button.
Metroid 2 Return of Stream.
Can people?
I guess you
Can
have to
people see
start
us
over
yet?
now.
Oh my gosh.
Yep,
Ending 1.
Where
from the
were we?
beginning.
No. I'm not doing that. You guys can do that.
Druid can do
If
that.
Druid, you do that.
Fucking keyboard.
It'll take like what, an extra 15 minutes?
Yeah, for real. I think they both got sub 1 hour, 100%.
I'll like go to the bathroom and come back, and I'll be seeing the credits again. We got
Since
Druid
Druid
on. We
Wars-
played.
So since Druid Wars is getting a new computer, I recall the reason they weren't able to do a race before was because his computer couldn't handle streaming and playing the game at the same time.
Oh man.
Which is why I'm not streaming on the laptop, and I'm using my other computer to actually play the game and streaming from the laptop separately. So let's answer some questions.
Can the Twitch chat hear us still?
Yeah, I don't think
I-
they can.
Are we there?
Are we?
I thought
No,
Doc's
we're up.
answering in chat, so
No, they're saying that we're up.
Yeah.
and yeah. I was gonna answer for him because I know the answer to that, but
Let me do this number. I have Discord open, so I can.
the Prime
See
developers
what you guys
hate
are
their
saying.
games. I think it's more like Nintendo really sat on their shoulder at Retro. Like, that's my understanding of it. I visited Retro Studios back when I still lived in Texas, and
Did you?
a lot of them were good dudes. Yeah, but a lot of the Prime team had already moved on. But the scuttlebutt surrounding like that whole scenario was that Nintendo like sat on their shoulders over every little thing and were very temperamental in a way. And it's like, huh.
That sounds very believable.
It's a little souring, I think, for Retro to even like talk about Metroid Prime, even though most of that team is gone. But yeah.
Might explain why they wanted to work on Donkey Kong instead of Metroid.
Yeah, how ironic is it that the same studio that breathes new life into a traditionally side-scrolling title goes back and breathes new life into a side-scrolling title and keeps it like side-scrolling. But yet, but no one has approached Retro to do a side-scroll Metro, and it's like, wait a minute.
Maybe
So
eventually.
I've got the Discord chat open in front of me as well on the dev stream channel, so I can answer questions from there as well.
You should put a link to the speedrun Discord and the general Discord.
Metro. Well, the Donkey Kong Country games are all pretty fucking good. I mean,
I have returned on my 3DS. It's fantastic.
Tropical Freeze is one of the greatest Wii U games. Period.
Oh, we never talked about the Latin lingo ending
Oh yeah, because yeah.
because we
Yes.
lost the stream.
I decided no X. Thank you very much. That's pretty much the short answer. It was a little bit too much, yes. And anything that made anything that consumed more production time that wasn't extremely necessary was not. It wasn't that good. That was an idea that we keep dragging to the end of the development, and it didn't happen. I wasn't 100% sure to do it, so we didn't go with it. But some things are better to be left in mystery, you know. Most of what makes AM2R so good is what we don't know about Samus and the whole incident. I prefer to just stick to the barely necessary and take some small liberties here and there, but it's better to have some mystery yet.
Right. Well, you know, the little fan shoutouts are great and all, but all things considered, the X-Parasite existing entirely within the context of Fusion is fine.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
It
You know,
felt, feel a little bit too fan servicey for my taste.
Yeah, well, like I would argue fan service shoutouts are so much better when you can't immediately grasp them for what they are, whereas the X would be blatant, just like, hey,
Yeah, like I felt that way about like doing the Super
storytelling goes out of
Metroid
its
stuff.
way.
Yeah.
It would be as subtle as the Justice League setup in the Batman vs Superman movie.
Let's talk about world building and Zack Snyder, because those aren't mutually exclusive.
Now, if I may, can I do a quick question to the Twitch chat people?
Sure.
Awesome people, what would you like to see in a new Metroidvania game that you haven't seen before? There's plenty of Metroidvanias out there in the market, and what haven't you just seen? What would you like to play? Out of sheer curiosity.
Damn, I almost kind of want to answer that.
Yeah, I got a few answers.
I mean, it's like, I've played so many good side-scroll games with good ideas, like Teslagrad. Has anyone else played Teslagrad?
So good.
That brought a whole new dimension of puzzle solving, and like I could take it in stride as just, I felt like I've done this in another game before. I felt like I've done this in another game, but like the entire cohesiveness of Teslagrad wrapping itself up was just brilliant. And I'm like, I haven't played an artsy side-scroll game that like involved since Braid.
Another question, horror. I'm not that much of a connoisseur of Lovecraft yet. I'm told it's very fascinating.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
H.P. Lovecraft was an individual.
Yeah, definitely.
I would like to see. I feel like a lot of Castlevanias that have enemies and minor set pieces that try to touch on Lovecraftian stuff, but they're still keeping it goofy Castlevania. So they never really fully lean into it.
I've heard Bloodborne is very Lovecraftian.
Bloodborne's just one big gross, but it's a
I
pretty.
still gotta play that game.
It's one of the best PS4 exclusives besides Now Horizon and Chasm if it ever comes out.
Bloodborne is a PS4 exclusive?
Yeah, Sony published it.
I had no idea.
Oh yeah, Lovecraft was a glaring racist though. That has come to light.
Yeah.
And there's no apologetics to that. Like, oh, he's a victim of the times. Like, no.
No.
Just a racist.
Just a racist. I mean,
There is such thing as being on the right side of history.
I mean, it wasn't Edgar Allan Poe like known to be pedophilic. I mean, these people have fucking weird problems.
Metroid 30th is taken off.
Darren left?
I just
Oh.
wanted to say anything.
Bye Darren.
Mr. Darren, thank you very much for joining us. It's an honor to have you here.
Absolutely. I'm gonna rehost this onto YouTube so that we don't lose the footage again like we did with the Zelda stream.
Darren, I will say this much: you don't need April Fools to become Segata Sensei. Just do it.
Yeah, no Metroid
Just do it.
database. April Fool's is here. I was kind of surprised. That's okay.
Dude, I feel for GameSpots. You know what GameSpot did? Those
What did they do?
motherfuckers. They posted a thing for Breath of the Wild that was like, if you cook the shard of all three dragons' horns and the a great core, and I'm just like, wow, that has it. And I'm like, wait, well, but I really wanted to believe in it because they really did a good job with it.
You could essentially hijack a Guardian.
Well, if you want like a funny thing about the April Fools is that IGN a few years ago they did like a trailer for a Zelda movie.
Ooh,
Right.
so awesome.
The same studio that did that did a short film about Metroid, The Sky Calls,
Oh, yeah.
and it uses the same model that I made for this game.
That's true. Where's
very
the
popular.
royalties?
I'll
Where's
get
that sideline?
They just did it for fun, but I mean, like,
Right.
it's a very topical relevant.
So part of the team has already experience in the Hollywood film industry. Awesome.
A little bit. I worked on the Super Bowl during one of my internships at like a TV studio.
Nice.
Really?
That's when I
Really
was.
cool.
That's when I was studying graphic design, and eventually I got sick of that, so I went back for graphics, video game graphics.
Right. Graphic design is so broad now because it branches off into like advertisement or promotional materials, or it's so general. It's kind of like a business degree of literal graphic design, but
Yeah, but if you aren't like super passionate about it, it's really hard to like succeed.
right. Hey, Mizuno asked if we know of anyone from Nintendo playing AM2R, and I was aware that TJ from the Treehouse was following AM2R, but this was a few years ago.
Actually,
Awesome.
one of the people in the Metro Discord actually works for Nintendo, and they say that like people at the office in Nintendo of America do actually know about this game and have played it. It's like
that was I don't know if I want
Sestafon? Is that his name?
Stephenson?
Yeah,
Amazon?
he's here too. He worked on this game as well.
Am I saying that wrong?
I don't know.
Well,
I'm
there's
not sure
phase
if
on
he
it,
is
but
in
it
a
starts set.
Discord chat right now. I don't want to get him in trouble though.
What did Reggie recently talk about? What are you talking about, Larry?
Do you think this is the year that we get the Metroid announcement that we actually want, given Reggie's recent comments?
I hope
Mike-
so.
No.
I don't know because he says that pretty frequently. I like Reggie, but
Well, let's talk
he's-
about the Switch and the anticipation for what can be on the new Nintendo console that's finally making some headway since the Wii.
no, I don't want to talk about the Switch until I can afford it.
Well, I mean, on the basic level, though, like, you know, because look at the 3DS. Like, as far as Nintendo asks Nintendo games, the 3DS has a robust library, right?
I love my
Yeah,
3DS.
and one
because-
new Metroid game that it was a little controversial.
But you could say it has a Metroid game. But now look at Zelda and the idea that Nintendo learns from mistakes and they know how to revitalize their franchises when they hit a rut. Even if Zelda's like earned way more money than Metroid, let's be honest. But like I think there's like breadcrumbs leading to the idea that if they do come out with a Metroid and it wows, then it's because they're riding off the Switch's own coattails. They kind of have to. I mean, we didn't see a lot of new IPs come out of Wii U.
I mean, like,
I mean,
even from like a practical standpoint, we've never seen Nintendo skip 2 console generations for a series, right? Except for like maybe F-Zero.
yeah, F-Zero. Or Punch Out.
So somebody asked a question I wanted to answer before, but we got distracted. From Mizuno Wave Rider, he asked, do you think there are fundamental things about Metroid that we may consider tradition that should be changed?
Ooh, that's a good one.
That is a good one. I wanted to get us on that.
I think we should meet the Chozo.
Well,
Let's not pull a Halo 4 though. Be careful about that.
I don't even think Halo 4 wanted to pull a Halo 4, man. Wasn't that the switch to 343?
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
personally enjoy seeing a Metroid game that focused only around the Chozo. You don't play as Samus, you play as a Chozo warrior before Samus, and you get to use their older traditional
prototype.
weapons. And you know, at the end of the game, you meet her as a small child.
Oh, like a passing of the mantle scenario?
That'd be really cool.
I would like to see that.
I think we were already in that mindset, though, given how much of like AM2R became, here's all of the straight-up obvious nods to how Samus's suit and weapons were created. So it stands the reason that, yeah, they had other things before.
certainly, I'm pretty sure that if Metroid 5 ever gets to be a thing, the actual story scenario and the status that Samus has in that particular situation opens up possibilities to do many awesome things. And it doesn't necessarily need to follow the Metroid formula. So,
Right.
Metroid 5 and onwards on the story has a lot of potential of doing different things.
There's
Well-
another question from Cephazone.
Hello.
He's asking, was there anything you wanted to design that didn't make it into the games because it would clash with the rest of the graphics?
at some point I had this designs on paper that there were some puzzle mechanics that involved giant Jozo statues, and you needed to shoot certain points on the statue to make it move, so it would unlock a door or something. It would have to look a little bit ridiculous.
What?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
You never told me about that. Holy crap.
We actually never settled on
Wave Rider.
how to put the other endings in.
There was the alpha moto, but I don't know that was a graphical thing so much as a where could we justify it and like.
Pretty much, yes. The alpha motor was going to be just a bull type boss. You pretty much wait for it to crash into a wall and shoot its back, the typical design. But it was either too cliche or he was going to be facing Summers being extremely overpowered by that time, so it wouldn't fit properly. And it also was a production hassle to make all those frames that we had. So he was cut. I don't miss that creature that much, but another thing that was cut from the game.
Yeah.
So, sir, there's another question for you from Metroid 3D on the Discord chat. How do you feel
Alright.
about people using the decompiled AM2R engine for other fan games? Do you prefer it to stay as more of a learning resource?
I'm pretty sure that people might be able to actually learn a thing or two with that source code. If there's anyone with the determination and willpower to make a community edition all by themselves and face all the risks that such thing does imply, go ahead. It will be awesome to see AM2R still thrive with new stuff being added in. I can't do it, but if people are brave enough to do it, I'm cool with it. The source, the decompiled source is out there. It's okay. I'm really not proud of some pieces of that code. Some things are very improvised, just barely work. But if people want to improve the project and make a community project out of it, I'm cool.
So there's another question from Safezon. He asks, during beta testing within the weeks of the initial launch, I noted that there was a few things still remaining to be implemented. How did the last month of development compare to the entire development process?
It was fucking hell.
Yeah. that in-game stretch, son.
A little bit felt a little bit nostalgic. It reminded me of my early days when I was younger, working at the studio, trying to meet deadlines and sleeping on the studio just to make it to the mastering phase. But yeah, sleep deprivation is a thing, apparently.
Yeah, it is.
And just keeping the priorities of stuff that needs to be solved, suddenly it becomes a lot more urgent in that last stretch. It kind of looked like impossible. So the worst thing that can happen is that new things pop up, new bugs appear, and that's taking you valuable time that you could be using for, I don't know, making the Queen Death not suck. So there's way too many things that to juggle at once, and everything takes time. It's so desperate, it's a little bit overwhelming, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, luckily I do have a background in music production, and these crazy deadlines and lack of sleep was something that I actually did work on. So yes, it was. We were able to deliver a product, and that's what matters.
Yeah. Independent. I think they're a community manager on the forums for the blogspot. It was like the last 10% takes 90% of the effort.
So true.
Yeah,
Agreed.
sounds about right. There was a lot that went into it. Unless there are any more questions, though, I think this would be a good stopping point.
Anything you guys wanted to add?
Any personal experiences you would like to note on before we take off?
I don't want to beat the dead horse, but I still really want to see Beam Comp.
Well, if you see someone update the AM2R, just ask them. I cannot legally help with that.
No, man, I swallowed that pill entirely. Should we address, in a general sense, the whole, like, I mean, is there anything to address there about the whole legality and this and that? I mean, your message on the blog spot was good, like, show them you want to support it. But all things considered, like, I always try and tell people that, like, this was lawyers. This was lawyers being lawyers representing a brand and a trademark, and it sucks, it is what it is, but,
it was not representative of Nintendo's entire opinion.
No, this wasn't Sakamoto personally going, fuck that shit, I'm gonna lose money. No, this was NOA's lawyers in Oregon just going, just spinning the wheels. Like, oh, we have to do this. They pay us good fucking money, probably, to do this. We're the bad guys, but whatever. Like, of course. And it's so hard to use stuff like Mega Man vs. Street Fighter or that Christian Whitehead or any of these, because, like, not everyone has to treat their copyright stuff the same. There's no universal rule, and laws change.
I actually got the question in a couple of interviews. The typical question is, would you ever work with Nintendo after all of this? And my usual answer is yes, of course. Really? After all the things that happened? Well, yes. This is business people trying to do business to get something done with someone that can provide that product, and I would be just facing a business opportunity. We are grown-up people trying to do business, and that's it. There's no hard feelings. There's just people doing their job.
I mean, I think it's really funny that, like, they had to do it. Like, that's a requirement of their, like, profession and, like, the way copyright law works, right?
Yeah, what are the odds that those lawyers are Metroid fans?
Oh, definitely, like, zero.
I can say that I know for a fact that there are some, how do I word it? There are some Nintendo employees that played it who I will not name, so I don't get them in trouble. So don't say their names.
Nope.
But there are Nintendo employees who played this that greatly enjoyed it.
Miyamoto.
They can't speak publicly, but they can say.
I'm not saying it is Miyamoto. I'm not saying it's not.
So.
I would lose all my marbles and trip on them if there's video of Miyamoto playing AM2R. Like, seriously.
Just in a dark room.
It would be too easy.
He'd just look at the camera and do his little thumbs up shit.
And then he's like, "This is the first Metroid game I've ever played."
Yeah, but there's one last pretty good question from Swordly with an A, I guess. But did you catch it, Steve?
Do what?
The final question up here?
Yeah. You go and read it, Joe?
Why did you exactly start remaking Metroid 2, and how did you reflect on the journey as a whole?
That is a Dr. M64 question.
That is.
Well, a lot did change in these 10 years, including the motivation to do this particular project. I actually was really bored in my recording studio with no customers, and I had already remade a couple of games in other genres. So a nice way to tackle a new project is to pretty much remake something, so you don't have to redesign everything from the ground up. And taking spice from other Metroid games was a nice shortcut to get things going, But as I started to share the project with the Metroid community, and as I started to explore the Metroid franchise as it is, I actually didn't know much about it. I really discovered Metroid thanks to this. So I started appreciating all the elements that are in place, the world building, the atmosphere, the awesome craftsmanship of the level design, and Samus as a character. It was awesome back then. And yes, the motivation started to be that I was actually wanted to make a real Metroid game, even if it was fan made. And by the later time, when I actually got around these awesome people that you get to see there, um, it was more of a responsibility. It was in my hands if the project was actually going to be finished or not. And if I failed, if I got frustrated, if I abandoned the project and let many other projects do, the talent that these awesome people had invested, all the time that they spent drawing sprites and making concept art, 3D models and stuff, that would have been wasted. And I didn't want that to happen. It would be a pity.
Yeah, I would have been pissed.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, and you don't want to know Jack when he's pissed. He would kick my ass.
Oh, man.
I've flown a lot of planes, sir.
So, yes, the motivation and what drove the project forward did change, but the dream of seeing it finished never did. And luckily, we all witnessed that last year.
I mean, I'm half joking, but honestly, this, as corny as it sounds, is like personally the most important thing I've ever contributed to the world. Like, for what it's worth.
So far.
So far. But I mean, I remember me being like 13 on a crappy computer back when like Game Boy emulators first came, and I'm like editing Mega Man sprites in Windows 98 Microsoft Paint, and I'm just like, well, this is kind of fun. And all these years later, suddenly I'm in a fucking Metroid fan game doing really cool stuff I didn't know I was capable of, working with really cool people. Like, that was huge to me. That means a lot. I mean, I'm only 31, but like, dude, that's a big deal.
A little bit of what this project meant to me was pushing myself to do something I didn't know how to do. And
Right.
I'm sorry if I actually pressured you guys into doing stuff that you were not comfortable with.
No, I loved it.
Pressure, dude, that was the selling point. Hey, you ever done anatomy before? Well, here's an
I
idea.
knew what I was getting
Al.
into.
But one thing that this project was very awesome about is that we all grew up as people and as artists when we were working on it.
Hey, like I said, this kickstarted my career. Like, when I started working on AM2R, I was like just out of school, and by the time it finished, I was like fully like working salary as a character artist. And AM2R and the Sky Calls are like part of that.
Good.
It worked out pretty well for me.
You deserve it, man. I'm still unemployed as fuck, but you know, whatever.
Oh man.
Well, I'm supporting my family as a programmer, thanks to pretty much all I learned about programming during the course of these 10 years. So I did grow up a little bit, I guess.
It's pretty hype.
And I myself have been learning quite a lot about running PR.
Yeah.
That
Steve, you do.
And this might be just the start of the career for Steve as a streamer.
No. We
Yeah,
already
get that
learned at
side
the beginning of
money.
the stream I am not cut out for this business
Dude,
on a regular
okay,
basis.
every time I reset the stream when it started, I got hit with a fucking MLB ad. You better be making some money.
No, we're not monetized, sorry.
Really?
That's
Oh, okay.
just Twitch being Twitch.
That's Twitch being
Damn
Twitch.
it, Twitch.
Yeah.
I didn't watch
I
Power
know,
Rangers.
right? I know.
I
If you
mean,
have ad block, I fully support it.
I thought it might be fun that if this stream did well enough and there was enough interest in me, because I'm not Doctor M64. I'm Saber. That's me. But I could upload.
Dude, if you're the second banana, I'm the third banana. Maybe four.
Yeah, I'm like someone really down the line.
We all know the real deal. All these people here are to see the kitties.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly
That's
what
right,
it is.
yeah, and they went off the.
Where are they?
Yep. Domino99 Design says, could you guys post your portfolios? Would love to check them out. So
Yeah.
if you guys want me to add the link in there, just direct message me and I'll get it in there.
I don't
Yeah,
have
sure.
I don't have
one
a portfolio
ready,
set up.
but I'll get back to you.
Right?
You really want to see a bunch
how
of
about
Zelda
like
weapons?
just Twitter pages?
I know.
Just type in your Twitter name.
Domino, I can say right now, you've already seen some of my work. We talked. You know me.
I just
I'm pretty sure some people have seen my work too.
I've done some things that you just watch for 3.5 hours. I did some things. No.
I haven't actually updated my portfolio in like a year, other than putting all the AM2R
Push
stuff.
this up a little bit so I can fix my back.
But I do take all of my shards of pride out of this for the degree of, like, maybe it's biased, maybe not, but I would argue AM2R is easily one of the most important fan games between narrative, time it took, actual final product, like...
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I mean, I remember when the Game Awards shit was announced, Steve and I went back and forth, and I was just literally on this rampage of like, fuck those other games. What is it, like a goddamn Skyrim mod? I was just cussing. And Steve was like, well... He's like, it's a pretty good Skyrim mod, and it's a pretty good, Brutal Doom's pretty good. And I'm like, screw all that shit.
No,
I just wanted that on my portfolio.
Like, there's still Doom. There's still Pokemon games. There are no more Metroids, guys. Like, the narrative. Please think of the narrative.
Yeah, I hadn't heard about that Pokemon Uranium until it got pulled, much like AM2R.
It was
Came out, like, what, the day after?
Yeah, I hadn't heard about it, but I'm
They
also
tried to
not looking
Overwatch
for...
our Battleborn, but we were Overwatch. I mean,
I also wasn't looking for Pokemon fan games because there's already so many Pokemon games that they're still making new ones.
exactly.
I thought it was kind of funny.
Brutal
I feel
Doom.
like there was more demand for a Metroid fan game because we hadn't gotten a traditional Metroid game in 12 years.
But
I mean,
if not for the new Doom, I'd make that argument for Brutal Doom too, though. But yeah.
I love Doom so much, the new one. Holy crap.
Yeah, oh yeah, that game's fantastic.
No spoilers, I haven't beaten it.
I heard it's pretty good.
You shoot
It's-
things.
Spoiler, it's amazing.
There's nothing to
From what
spoil.
I played, it's really good.
You don't even need to give a
get
shit
back
about
into
the
it.
story. Like,
It's still a good story.
it's
a good job with it.
it is, but that's a moments game. Like, you can't spoil it because you can't describe it to somebody. They have to
I'll
play
take
it,
some of that.
It's at the end.
which is sexy game design, man. It's just like Breath of the Wild. Like, you can kind of spoil it, but not really because they have to play it or see
I
it.
heard there was a part in the game that resembled the Mother Brain fight.
In
No?
Doom?
What now?
Yeah.
No.
Apparently
Where?
there's a spot that is reminiscent of it.
Sure.
So are we playing Zelda for the rest of the day? Is that what you just told me?
Oh, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Streaming it. You're not
No, I
racing
was
Droid
talking
Wars?
about Doom.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
No, that's
No.
not T-Skip.
Oh no, I'm once I shut this off, I'm done streaming for the day. I'm gonna get in some more comfortable pants and veg out in front of some Zelda for a little bit. It's about high time I finally beat that game.
No streaming.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh,
No
Metroid 3D said Doc inspired him to take up programming and thanked him for being an inspiration.
Good.
What a sweetie pie.
So this is something I completely forget to do because I actually I have been in this person's shoes, and I did feel awesome admiration for other people that made incredible things. One of my main inspirations to just make games was Pixel, the guy that made Game Story, and he is pretty much a legend. He made an entire game engine, an entire sound system, and an entire game in a couple of years, and by himself. And he released it for free, and it was awesome. He's a legend.
Yeah.
And just that there's people out there in the world that do stuff like that just for free. It was amazing, and I said to myself, this guy is awesome. Someday when I grow up, I want to be like him. And seeing that my work inspires people is really, really awesome. Thank you very much for saying this, Mr. Metroid.
I'm good.
It should. I think a Cave Story. How do I always forget about Cave Story when people bring up Metroidvania? Like, the game is so forefront with it.
Cave Story was like an indie game before indie games were a thing.
Yeah, and it was also a Metroid filler before Metroid fillers were necessitated. But it was a good one with its own identity and everything.
Yeah, it's so good.
Ikachan's pretty good too. Swim!
Well, it looks like that's all the questions everybody has. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to call it a day.
Yeah, I'm
It's fun.
ready to have dinner.
This was definitely quite a bit of fun.
This was great when everything worked for me.
I'm so happy I got to participate in this. Oh my gosh.
Same.
I would be interested in doing something like this in the future.
Yeah, I'm down.
Depending on how things go, I might run some streams that are not AM2R related.
Okay.
I have consoles that are capable of streaming on their own, so I don't have to rely on my garbage laptop to do that.
Right.
So there's a possibility I could do that. There would just be no face cam.
Hey,
So,
speaking of the future, one person, just one last thing, said, where should we look for future announcements from you guys?
You can follow our Twitters. That's pretty much our main medium of communication. But whenever we decide to make public what we are working on, I will be posting in both the AM2R forums and the AM2R blog about it.
Mm-hmm.
So if people have been following the game so far, they might realize about it eventually.
Cool.
Oh, and you should totally join the Discord, everyone, right now.
Oh, I can't get the links for those, by the way. I don't have that permission.
Oh man, really?
Yeah.
I think Druid tried to, or not Druid, somebody tried to post it earlier. It was like, hey, join the Discord, link deleted. Well,
I didn't even notice. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I'm giving it to Misha right now.
Awesome.
And this is this Discord that we have underneath our names, or the webcam. That's the official AM2R Discord that we created. There is also a speedrun Discord specifically for speedrunning. That's where you're going to find most of that information at. There's also a general Metroid community Discord as well, both of which are very active.
Yeah.
There's a good chance that when we are ready to announce our next project, the official AM2R Discord will migrate to match that project instead, and will change, move away from AM2R onto the next project. That way, the people that are following AM2R don't have to completely join another Discord. I think I'm only following a total of 4 right now.
I think I just sent you the right one.
I'm in like Celtics and Commonwealth realms and the Metroid ones, and that's pretty much it.
I'm in very few. I'm in a Monster Hunter one I never checked. I'm in a Girl Gamers one. That's about it.
It's a very nice program. I'm looking forward to when they finally introduce screen sharing and video chatting, so I can finally get Skype off of my computer.
Agreed. Oh my god, I'm tired of Skippy.
I'm so sick of Skype.
I use it as a sort of replacement of Skype, but I rarely visit servers. My apologies to all the viewers.
No, that's okay.
You're a busy man. You don't got time to be getting in there and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. You tell him.
I was trying to watch my language. And it came out funny. I'm sorry.
Were we supposed to watch it? Dude, I haven't even glanced at my language.
Fuck.
I just curse a lot, dude. I don't fucking even know I'm doing it until somebody tells me.
We don't have any sponsors, okay?
We're not getting paid for this.
Grown-ass people. Shit.
God damn it. Stop swearing.
This is the youngest person here, honestly.
That might be me, actually.
That would be me.
How old are you?
I am 26.
Oh,
really?
It's probably you then.
Yeah.
And I'm
I thought you were only like a year younger than me.
16th.
Yeah, but you're not a dev.
Shut up! I'm here! Am I not here? Is that what you're saying?
Shout out to Misha for being an honorary dev.
Yeah.
Aw, dev wife.
She's dev wife.
Dev wife for life.
What the fuck? Am I the oldest one here?
You might be.
Yeah. But
You did dump almost
Yeah, what are you
11 years
talking
of your
about?
life into this.
Old. Whatever.
1 year older
Give
than
it
me,
25
dude.
years.
I'm
Give it
36.
another 25.
Actually.
You're 36?
36.
You don't look
yes.
36.
Really?
I'm turning 29 in 8 days. So.
Oh,
Oh.
that's rare.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wait, does that
You're an
mean
Aries?
Yes, I'm an Aries too. 16th.
Huzzah!
Yeah.
Nice. Well.
Is that it?
On that
Is that
note, I think we're gonna go ahead and cancel out this stream here.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
It's a lot of fun. Cheers.
Thank you.
You guys have a good one. I'll see you around.
Thank you very much for inviting me, and thank you to all the awesome people in Twitch and Discord that joined us. Your guys are awesome.
All right, bye-bye.